Welcome to Savvy Selection's Personal Growth. Don't forget to follow us so you'll always be the first to know when we release new and exciting content. Okay, today we are diving into a really potent shift, something that's poised to totally reshape our world in 2025. We're talking about the rise of compassionate leadership.
You know, with all the rapid economic and societal changes happening, it is so easy to feel like you're just treading water. That feeling, that sense of being completely overwhelmed, it's become super common as we all try to navigate a world that, let's face it, often feels incredibly divided.
And hey, that feeling, it's not just in your head. It's backed by some serious data. A recent survey from the Pew Research Center found that a massive 70% of people feel overwhelmed by all the shifts happening in society. That's not a small group. That is a huge signal that people are hungry for a totally new style of leadership.
But in response to this widespread feeling, a really powerful counter-movement is starting to bubble up. It's a whole new way of thinking about leadership, one that isn't built on old-school top-down control, but on something much more powerful: genuine human connection.
So what do we actually mean when we say compassionate leadership? Well, it really boils down to three key pillars. First, genuine empathy. Second, the skill of active listening, really hearing what people need. And third, a solid commitment to making decisions that are driven by core values, not just by the bottom line.
And you know what's really interesting? This is not some new, fleeting trend. It actually has deep historical roots. I mean, think about it. Back in 1863, Abraham Lincoln used empathy to try and unify a war-torn nation. In 1994, Nelson Mandela used reconciliation to heal post-apartheid South Africa. And now, looking ahead, the 2025 Global Shapers Summit is putting these exact same principles front and center as essential tools for today's leaders.
Now, this whole approach, it isn't just about feeling good, it's about getting real, measurable results. From our communities to our workplaces, the data tells this incredibly compelling story about the true impact of empathy.
Just look at the public sphere. The demand for this is crystal clear. A recent analysis by the Brookings Institution found that 65% of social media users are actively praising empathetic governance as the best path to unity. People are just tired of the division, and they're looking for leaders who know how to build bridges. And the impact in the business world? It's just as striking. According to a study from Business Solver, companies that really lean into compassionate leadership see their employee retention and motivation shoot up by 30%. In this era of burnout and the Great Resignation, that's proof that empathy is an absolute game changer for building loyalty. And the benefits just keep spreading out, creating this powerful ripple effect. This leadership style doesn't just reduce division, it's also been shown to drive more inclusive and innovative policies. It even has the potential to boost economic stability, strengthening everything from our local neighborhoods to global cooperation.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But the real question is, how do you actually put it into practice? Let's get into some real, actionable strategies that anyone, and I mean anyone, in any position can start using today.
This simple toolkit gives you a really clear path forward. First, practice active listening, like actually host listening sessions. Then, bring in empathy training to boost collaboration. Use your voice to promote inclusive policies. Get out there and build networks to trade knowledge and ideas. And finally, celebrate the small wins along the way to make these new habits stick.
Now, while the potential here is absolutely immense, it's so important to be realistic. This movement faces some real challenges, and if we want this shift to truly take hold, we have to be strategic about how we tackle them.
The good news is, for every potential hurdle, there's a practical solution. Is empathy sometimes seen as a weakness? Reframe it as a strategic strength. I mean, the data we just saw proves it works. Worried about how much time it takes? Start with small, manageable micro-actions, like quick 10-minute check-ins. And if you're facing resistance from polarization, your best bet is to create neutral spaces for dialogue to find that common ground.
Looking ahead, the way this trend is merging with technology is just fascinating. By 2030, we could see compassionate leadership getting a boost from AI-driven tools that can analyze team dynamics and foster better communication. This could totally redefine both how we're governed and how we work.
So the vision is definitely optimistic, but it's also grounded in reality. It's a future where compassion helps foster freedom and progress. A future that's strengthened not by control, but by open dialogue and real collaboration.
And that leaves us with one final, empowering question. You don't have to change the entire world overnight. It all starts with a single action. So what's your first small step to lead with a little more empathy starting today? Thank you for watching. If this sparked an idea, smash that like button. And don't forget to follow us, so you'll always be the first to know when we release new and exciting content. We'll see you in the next video.